Garbage Time Sports. It's in the game.
Oh, God, we're going to get sued.
I didn't say anything about EA Sports. Uh-oh. Anyway.
No. Edit. Delete.
All right, so Garbage Time Sports, man. We gonna just let's just get into it, bro.
All right.
Let's talk about the draft, man. The NFL draft happened.
Yeah, the first round has happened. They've turned this thing into where they milk it over the freaking weekend. What the hell? It used to be one night. You got like 2 rounds. It's done.
Yeah, as I say, you didn't get selected in the first 2 rounds? Get out of here.
Who cares at that point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, who's going to find a Tom Brady watching a television?
Yeah. Anyway, so let's go into this. Like, the kind of crazy is the first 2, the first round, and the top 2 picks, the number 1 and number 2 draft pick, were defensive ends.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Both defensive ends going 1 and 2 to Jacksonville and Detroit. Good luck. God bless both of you.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you go first round, first pick, you know.
And actually, if you go down further, it looks like number 3, number 4, or number 5's the edge player. But number 3 and number 4 are also defensive backs. So defense, first 1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, that's pretty. Because, I mean, you're used to seeing, like, you know, the Joe Burrow.
Or, the skill position players.
Yeah, starting to see, like, the big-time running back or the big-time quarterback or the, you know.
Yeah, it's almost at this point you'd expect to see somebody take an O-line just because they need him.
Yeah, for real.
But I think that's what speaks to the larger thing that we've noticed about this year's draft and even last year's draft to an extent. No longer is it like, okay, is it going to be Eli Manning? Is it going to be Phillip Rivers, number 1? Because it's a coin toss, but we know number 1 who it's going to be.
Yeah, we know who it is.
It's not like that anymore. Now it's, okay, we need this position. Where do we want to draft him so that his contract's not eating up too much? Plus, it's a rookie contract. We can sign him to 5 years as opposed to 4. So we got to make sure we slot him correctly. And I don't know. It's like finance and business management have taken over the draft.
Yeah, well, and I don't know. Like, it seems like professional sports has become a financial chess game anyway. And I know that to an extent it always has been, but I don't know. Like you said, it's getting more on like, okay, it's Moneyball.
Well, it is because, I mean, Traylon Burks went number 18 overall in the first round, which is going to get him some serious K-Shola.
Yeah.
However, who's to say that, you know, one of these teams that had drafted earlier that went with a different wide receiver didn't pick a different wide receiver simply over who they had to pay more money to.
Right.
They saw the opportunity that this guy, while available,
was probably worth too much money.
Yes,
for us
I can
to
probably
be able to
pick up someone with his talent in the second round.
Yeah.
Let me go with this guy.
Yeah,
if we're going to pay big money, we're going to pay it to this guy.
Well, and that's the thing too. Is like a wide receiver is, I mean, that's a position that can improve. You know what I mean? Like if you get, if you pass up on Traylon Burks and you get Steve Jim in the second round, and he's not anywhere as good as Traylon Burks, but you can mold him and turn him into something. You know what I mean? And you're not spending that big time money. I get it.
No, I think it's smart, and I wish nothing but the best to the. Who did he get picked up by? Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, he got picked up by the Titans.
So I mean, that's kind of local in a sense.
Yeah.
Memphis.
Yeah, sure. I was going to say, I mean, it's local, by proxy.
Yeah, by proxy.
Adjacent.
Yeah, adjacent to us. So, and plus he's a hog, so we're always going to kind of follow his career a little bit there.
Yeah.
The other thing that kind of stood out to me was Kenny Pickett was the first quarterback drafted, a quarterback out of Pittsburgh drafted by Pittsburgh.
Right.
And I know Big Ben's obviously. Do we even need to say it out loud? But you need to find another quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
And the present.
Yeah. Because
too bad you can't go with the past.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Probably a good pick, but I think
it's a reach. I think it's a reach. I don't know if there was a quarterback that was worthy of first round drafting this.
I don't think there was.
There was so many skill positions out there in offensive tackles that their draft combine statistics were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you're drafting on that level, you want to check their IQ and footage of what they've done in the past. But if you're drafting linemen, you're going based off of what their athletic attributes can give you and perform for your team and hope that they can put it together and follow your scheme well enough to fit right in.
Right.
Don't have that rookie-itis.
Yeah. Hey, another player we want to try to keep our eyes on this weekend is Trey Wade. He's in the draft. He has been working out with the Chargers. The basketball player for Arkansas.
Yeah, who his eligibility is now waned as a basketball player. So he's moved on with himself, and he's declared for the NFL draft.
Yes.
So he's available, and he went to the combine and exercised. He worked out for them.
He exercised.
He exercised in front of them.
Why does that sound worse than he worked out for them? I don't know. They both sound weird, don't they?
He exercised in front of them. He worked out for them.
Yeah. He was.
They measured his intangibles.
Yes. So Trey Wade, he's in the draft. We'll keep an eye on. Hopefully, see
remarkable intangibles, by the way.
Yes, remarkable intangibles.
Leap off the paper.
Yeah. Yes, he reads quite well. Anyway.
Oh, wait. While we're on that subject, I would like to discuss this with you. What is the deal with the terminology? Why is it always got to be black and white, defined so particular in the wording? Like if it's an African American talent to player, it's he's athletic, natural born talent, athleticism unmatched. These skills. If it's a white guy, gym rat, hardest worker, in the first person to work there or get there and last person to leave. Why is his not athleticism? And can't the black guy also be a hard worker and go to the gym, past hours? And what is with this?
Okay, so I can explain this to you. Okay, so this is how it is. The African American, as you said, who has a natural talent and unmatched athletically and all these things. These are all true statements.
God-given talent.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. And these are all very true things that they're saying about this young man, right? The reason when they go to the white guy, they're like hard worker, gym rat, first one in, last one out, high IQ player.
High IQ. That's another one that offends the crap out of me.
Yeah, right.
High IQ.
Well, the reason they say that, okay, and it's not meant to offend anyone saying that the black man who they're describing doesn't have these qualities. What it is trying to say is that the white guy doesn't have the black guy's qualities, so these are the ones we're going to give him. That's what it is. I'm just letting you know. That's not really,
pardon the pun, the cream of the crop here.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, all right, so we obviously have this Adonis, this specimen that obviously... you want him to play on your team.
Yeah.
And we also have Steve. Now, Steve is a high IQ player.
He grew up on a farm somewhere in Iowa.
Yeah. And they're like, high IQ player, huh? All right, sounds like our type of guy. And you're sitting there going, wow, all I had to say was high IQ. Like, obviously, this is not the best choice, but we're giving him what props we can.
It's just one of those things, like Kyle Korver's always going to be labeled for the way that he was labeled. J.J. Redick's going to be labeled the way that he was labeled. And, likewise, you can have sharpshooters, Ray Allen and Reggie Miller get a different label, even though what they perform is they're both sharpshooters from the perimeter.
Yeah.
But different game all day long, however, different skill set. But the descriptions will still always follow. Right. This guy works hard. This guy's smart. This guy has God-given talent that nobody can touch.
Yeah.
You got to get this guy because this talent is remarkable.
Yeah, there's
crossover and
there is, but I hope I've shed a light. It's not because we're trying to say that this guy doesn't have these qualities. What we're saying is that this guy doesn't have these qualities,
but
this one might have all of them, but we can't just list all of them and then turn around and be like, and then Steve here, Steve can order pizza like nobody's business,
Yeah. It's a beautiful Camaro you have over there, but this is a Dart. Have you guys seen the Dart?
Yeah.
I mean, it's brand new, brand new,
and it's $30,000 less than the Camaro.
Yes.
Now this Camaro, sure, it's everything you've ever wanted.
Yeah, it's going to come at a high price.
Yeah.
This over here is relatively affordable.
Yeah.
Going to last you a long. Yeah, exactly. What the?
All right. So I mean, we're still in the first round. The second round starts tonight
because it's become a television thing. Is what it's become. Which I remember whenever I would watch it, and I would think it was entertaining, and I would watch the draft through maybe the first night.
Right.
that was when they had it all in one night.
Yeah.
Then when it started spreading out over the course of an entire day, and then it's become
Yeah.
a primetime event where they start it like on Thursday, go through Friday, Saturday, and they wrap it up on Sunday.
Yeah, no
it's
thanks.
like, come on, man. These are people's lives and actual people with feelings and stuff that you're talking about. Like
We're
they're
just going to string you
charts.
along with this carrot here.
Yeah, they're just charting the names on. What about all of those people who declared for the draft that may never get a phone call, who then have to turn around and say, okay, I got to find out somebody to work out for so I can either get on a practice squad, join a summer league, or I got to go back to oil rigging or whatever the hell I was doing. So, yeah. What about those people to stretch this out this long? I don't know.
It's annoying.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
And to say the least, it's irritating.
Yeah. I say anything.
And I don't care so much either at that point. Honestly, the sexiest picks will be your first rounders.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are always going to have the unfair grade put on them as far as did you perform to be worthy of the first round.
Right.
Which the Hall of Fame is littered with people, peppered with people that had, came from nothing.
Right.
So worked their ass off. Jerry Rice, I'm looking at you.
Yeah. Right. Basketball season officially ended for me as far as professionals go.
I'm gonna see it out because the NBA is my fave.
I usually do actually watch through the playoffs and the finals.
And plus, it's been a really good playoff.
It has been.
It really has
been. The Bulls did precisely what you predicted they would do. So we have been eliminated.
Yep. I hate to say it, but I called it to the T.
Yeah, you did. You even called which game they would win. The second one in Milwaukee, which I thought Game 3, which would be Game 1 in Chicago. That's the one I gave them winning, but they did not.
Unfortunately, I called that one. Now, here we are. Yesterday was the wrap-up press conferences. We're going into off-season now if you're a Bulls fan.
Yeah.
I guess my question to you is Lonzo Ball had a microphone in front of him, and they asked him about the prospects of this team next year. He's hyped. He thinks everything's good, as we should be.
Right. Well,
Go ahead and say it.
He had said that if they can get their core back and everyone healthy, and what he means by that is get the exact same team back together and everyone healthy.
And when he says core, I think that extends to Caruso. And
I think that
Sumu.
Yeah, I think that what he means by core, keep the core together, what he's talking about is himself, DeMar, Levine, Vooch, Caruso, Io,
and Kobe.
And Kobe White.
Probably. Patrick Williams too. He's an investment.
Patrick Williams is an investment, and now he is DeMar's investment.
He is.
Because DeMar has Bulls Bleacher Report put out that Patrick Williams says that he will take DeMar up on his offer for basketball boot camp.
Yes, because he declined to go to the summer camp against the summer league again because he's done it the past 2 years. And
So he it says he's accepted or he's decided he'll go to DeMar's basketball boot camp, and then underneath it says it also sounds like it wasn't his idea. So DeMar, I think, is kind of big brothering him on this one.
Well, I actually, me being super fan here, I watched those press conferences, and what it is first Patrick had his conference, and they asked him what his plans were, and he said that DeMar had offered to work out with him, and none of that. He gave all the right answers, what you want him to say, but it didn't sound like Patrick was ready to, begin workouts. DeMar's press conference on his turn to speak, however, it sounds like they're probably working out right now.
Yeah,
they're probably doing something basketball related right now.
Yeah,
because he's ready to get work immediately.
Tomorrow.
And it goes back to DeMar has what he refers to as the Mamba mentality.
Yeah, right.
He was mentored a lot by Kobe Bryant through his years in the league. It's a California connection because DeMar's from the California or the Los Angeles region. Yeah. So
he played at USC.
Yes.
Okay. That's right.
So the connection's been there. It was his hero who he looked up to, and he's carrying that mentor, and that's something you want from DeMar.
Sure.
You want him to step up and be a leader.
Yeah.
He may not always be able to lead by example because not everybody can play like DeMar plays, but he can still be that vocal leader and be there for you.
Yeah.
So I like what he's doing. I think Patrick, I don't know what Patrick signed himself up for or if he even had a choice.
It doesn't sound like he had much of a choice. But you know what? If he wants to get better, he's got to do.
I think he's one of the core people that has to stay. Now, this is where I disagree with Lonzo's comment. The core can stay, but I don't think we run it with everybody.
No,
I think
so.
I think you have to cut weight with that bench.
Do you think you got to cut Derrick Jones? I mean, well, hold on. Derrick Jones still has another year, though, doesn't he?
No, I think he's contract year. Unless they gave him an extension through this year, I'd have to check.
I don't think they did, so he should be done.
He should be done. He's a chance. His contract, is he worth paying what he's going to be wanting to get? You let Jones go. Thompson was you got him for when you got him. He's free agent. Do you keep Tony Bradley?
No.
He's so young. I think that's why they kept him. I think we may have him on the books for another year. But I think you cut him too.
Yeah.
Matt Thomas, nothing remarkable there.
Yeah.
Troy Brown Jr. struggled this year. I say you let him go too.
I say Green's got to go.
So Javonte Green.
Yeah, I think Javonte Green's got to go.
I think he's a movable part.
Yeah, I think the reason I say that I think he's got to go is not because I think he's
undersized power forward.
Yeah, exactly. It's not because he's trash or anything like that. I mean, he's a pretty good ball player, but it's just he's an undersized power forward, and if we're trying to free up space so we can max out Levine, I'm with you. Trim all the fat, man.
Most Bulls fans are not most, but there's a lot of vocal Bulls fans out there that are still screaming trade Vooch. Trade Vooch.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I agree with what Vooch said during his press conference. What he said is this team has identity issues because we don't have consistency or continuity. Going into any game, you don't know who's the 1, the 2, or the 3. You don't know who's the number 1 option going into each game because they weren't able to be healthy. They weren't able to mesh together or get the team chemistry. And also, going into certain games, some games Vooch will be your guy you lean on.
Yeah, right.
Some games Zach will be the guy you lean on. Some games DeMar's got to bring you home. So I guess that inconsistency and not knowing, they didn't have a full season to work together because of the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, Lonzo Ball hasn't played.
Lonzo hasn't played since the beginning of this season. Caruso played through the injuries. He was out a large portion of it. Yeah. But even when he came back, his back spasms have hurt him. And I think Zach LaVine is immediately going to have knee surgery.
Yeah, he's probably having it right now.
And he's going to get his max contract. Because that's the other question is, do you give Zach LaVine the max contract?
Yeah, and the big thing has been the knee injury. Do they do it with the knee injury? My simple answer, yes.
Well, he's going to have a knee scope, no doubt.
Yeah.
Clean out all that crap. So
yeah. But my answer is yes. You max out Zach LaVine.
Has he earned his super max?
Yes. I think that Zach LaVine for Chicago Bulls, I think that Zach LaVine has earned max him out. Max everything.
What about the potential of a sign and trade? You max him to trade him for other value.
See, I don't, man. I think you keep him. I think Zach LaVine is your guy. I think that is, just like
DeMar's 32 and Zach is, 34, 33. He's pretty, or not, excuse me, 23, 24.
Yeah, I was
pretty young.
Yeah, he's pretty young. I was like 33, 34.
Dyslexia kicks in, shows his ugly head.
Yeah, I was like, no, DeMar's Uncle DeMar on the team,
DeMar and Tristan Thompson and Vooch, I think, were like the oldest guys on the team. So,
but I think Zach LaVine's only 24, 25.
Yeah, he's
relatively young. I think you max him out. I think you he is your franchise player. Just keep him. You know what I'm saying? Why would you like that? That's me. That's
I
me
guess
speaking.
It's the inconsistency that people feel that he has, where there's times where he gets shut down, where he's not aggressive, he settles for jump shots, and then he doesn't make said jump shots.
I say,
this year he wasn't as aggressive, but I think it's because he's injured.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is you haven't seen a lot of the high-flying antics that you normally see from Zach LaVine. But
he pulled off a 360 dunk at the beginning of this year. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah, in a game.
He's pulled off 6 of them over the course of his career. In game.
In games. Like, that's enough right there. But, I mean, the rest of the year where he wasn't doing as much of his crazy dunks and all that kind of stuff, I think is exactly because he's not playing as aggressive because his knee.
He was deferring a lot, too.
Yeah.
He didn't have other options. I think having Lonzo Ball out there extends the team dramatically.
I do, too.
It forces the tempo better. You got a point guard you can trust that he's got you.
Yeah.
And he's a 3-point threat.
Yeah. And without Lonzo, we haven't had much of a 3-point.
That is where I think that I agree with you. Move these parts. I would not keep any of them. Yeah. I would keep everybody down to the point that we had talked about, like that core 8 people.
Yeah.
Cut bait with the rest of them. Bring in new people. Because, I mean, what you had wasn't working. I know that you probably like these guys. You have chemistry with these guys. These are your homies. But you gotta get some talent around you that can hang with you and stay at your level. And Tristan Thompson, Tony Bradley, Troy Brown Jr., Matt Thomas, these aren't the names that are going to get you to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Javonte Green.
Yeah. And like Tristan Thompson. Thompson. Yeah. Always mess that up. Anyway, Tristan Thompson, I mean, he did his job. Yeah, he brought him in to be a Dennis Rodman type player, to snatch down rebounds, to be an enforcer, to be a tough guy on the floor. He did his job.
I wish he would have brought in more energy like he did the first couple games.
Right.
But hindsight is what it is. You can't go back.
Right. So he did his job, cut him loose.
I don't think he's a long-time Bull, though. No.
No. And I don't think he should be.
I don't know if he even wants to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, I don't know. Coming up this next year, I think everyone's going to want to be a Bull.
I mean, we always call our shots early, but you calling the Chicago Bulls championship contender yet?
Yeah, I'm going to say a contender. I mean, obviously it's... The
NBA is a wild game.
Yeah, it is. Given...
They are playing it by the books. You first you build a team.
Yeah.
You make the playoffs. You lose in the playoffs. Then you have your playoff struggles. You jump over that playoff hurdle. You get to the championship, and that's either you get to the championship and you lose until you get back to the championship and win,
right?
Or you win that championship and that's your swan song, your story.
Yeah, and you're done for a while.
Because the NBA changes so fast. Yeah. The league changes on a heartbeat who's the contender and who's the pretender,
Yeah. But I like I said, I know it's way too early because this season isn't even done yet. But I'll put it like this: if that core that we talked about, if they stay intact and everyone's healthy, I think you see us make a deep run in the playoffs and maybe even a finals appearance. I won't go ahead and call the shot and say we're champions.
There's just so much elsewhere that's going on in the Eastern Conference alone. It's hard to project that far out because you don't know what's going to happen. And I don't even know if Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine will be ready for next year's opening night.
Yeah.
Because they both are probably going to potentially need some more surgery or work on their injuries.
Right.
But I think that they will be healthy for the long run of the season next year.
Yeah.
And in the words of Lonzo, run it.
Yeah, exactly. And I have no doubt that this team could do it. Of course, the team that played this year could have done it. But, whenever...
There was something not there, though, because we watched this team as close as anybody watches this team.
Yeah.
And there's more to it than your starting five is dope, but what else you got?
Yeah, exactly. Because it seems like even when, everyone knows how big a fan of Caruso I am. But even when he comes in the game, it's like they're playing two different games. You know what I mean? Like Alex Caruso might be doing a lot of really good stuff and playing into their game, but it just seems like his is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Same thing if it's not Caruso, but with Dosunmu. They fit in. Everything meshes okay, but it's just something doesn't fire the same way. You know what I mean? They lose a spark, it seems like. But like I said, what do I know? I'm only a doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. All I do know is that after watching my team get housed by Giannis and the Bucks, that Giannis and the Bucks team is someone to reckon with.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I think they're gonna take it again this year.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm switching up on my pick. I don't know if CP3 and those Suns quite have what I thought they had.
They don't, and I feel so bad for Chris Paul, man, because if any one player has earned his right to be a champion, it's Chris Paul.
Yeah, that's the one thing missing from that Hall of Fame resume that would just
but my gosh, the Suns are flat out. Okay, first off, they're having a great season. They're still in.
Yeah, the season's not over.
But they're just they don't have that same thing that they had last year. They just that spark, that it. They don't have it.
No, that it factor has been dropped on a gentleman named Ja.
Yeah. Oh, bro, that kid is crazy.
Dope, right? I told you. I watched those Murray State games, and he has done. I think his rookie struggles lasted about 2 weeks. Before he realized, hey, no, I'm one of the best players in this planet.
Yeah. Well, I actually like Draymond Green has a quote out right now talking about Ja Morant getting the MIP.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
we didn't talk about that. I think that's ridiculous.
It is. Draymond said the same thing. He's like, he's not the MIP. He goes, he needs to be an MVP candidate. He goes, but he's not improved. He was amazing last year.
That is what the sports writers did. They didn't have the cojones to give Ja Morant an MVP because they didn't want to take it away from Joker or Embiid.
Right.
So they did the second best thing that they could do. They gave him the most improved. However, improved from what? Being a badass?
I would say you were great last year, and you are equally, if not better, this year.
Right.
Yeah, that's big improvement. It's not. You want to know? Poole. Poole deserves
Jordan
MIP.
Poole.
Yeah, Jordan Poole deserves the MIP.
I agree with that. He got screwed.
He did.
Because the numbers that he's dropped the second half of this season,
crazy.
They were better than some of the starters in the league. He pushed one of the greatest, arguably the greatest shooter of all time, to a backup role coming off the bench in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now Curry's back in the starting lineup. He got his spot back.
But what?
But
Wardell.
The fact that it even was an argument or a conversation to have that a guy off the bench was averaging 39 points in a playoff series.
Yeah, what?
It's insane.
It was that like Jordan Poole deserved MIP.
Yeah, hats off.
Ja Morant didn't deserve MIP, and it's not because he's not some kind of great player. It's because he should have been in the talk as for most valuable player.
He's going to be first team or second team All NBA, no doubt.
Yeah, it has to be, man. I mean, this dude is incredible. I mean, Memphis. Ja Morant came to town to burn house down, man.
So
I mean,
you don't
he
think Ja Morant's got enough to get past Giannis in the Bucks?
I don't think that Ja Morant by himself has enough to get past that team.
See, I'm picking the Warriors. I liked the Warriors most of the season, and then when the Suns were pulling away from the Warriors and Curry and those struggles that Curry had that put Jordan Poole in the position that he was in. Now the playoffs have started. Everybody's healthy. The Splash Brothers now have a third twin.
Yeah.
So it's
a third twin.
A triplet.
Yeah.
The Splash triplets.
What's a third twin, Brandon?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
But it's ridiculous. I think that they're hot at the right time. And I don't know. There's just so much offensive power there, and they have championship experience, which Giannis has as well.
Sure. Well, that pretty much that entire team does. I mean,
they brought that. They
run it back. They got the
Connaughton back. Yeah, they got.
Yeah, Pat Connaughton. They've got. I've got that punk Grayson Allen, dude.
While we're on that subject, I will eat some crow on that. He went off on the Bulls for the entire series,
dude.
So regardless of my feelings of him being a punk ass.
Which
I'll say it again.
Yeah.
But
he's a heck of a ball player,
damn,
man.
that boy can play some ball.
Punk
ass face aside, that boy can play some ball.
Yeah. He went off.
Tip of the hat to you, punk ass.
Yeah. I still hate you, but you know how to play some ball, man. But all I'm going to say is, like, you got Giannis. Chris Middleton will be back.
Yeah. Well, maybe. There's still question mark on Middleton's coming back as far as what are you getting when he comes back? Is he healthy? Is he really healthy? Is he just playing through pain?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
there's
that.
But didn't mean to cut you off. But yeah,
no, you've got Giannis, you've got Portis, who's been once again in the playoff. You want playoff Portis, man.
That man makes a point to make the Bulls regret
ever getting rid of him,
letting him go.
Dude, all he did was, and he rained threes, just rained threes on us. I was like, okay, this guy has played an undersized five man for in replacement of Brook Lopez all year.
Yeah.
And now that Brook Lopez is back, he's like, oh, I'll just step out here beyond the arc and just like make it rain. What, Bobby? I don't know. I still have to root for him though. Like I don't want to because I don't like the Bucks. I'm a Bulls fan, but
I know. But there's a multiple connections to us here locally. Why we would like Bobby Portis, Bulls, and the
Razorbacks. Yeah.
And the fact that he's on our arch enemy at the moment is sickening. And Bobby Portis, I hope at some point does get a chance for the Bulls to maybe give him another look, maybe a free agency or something.
Hey, maybe
I think they never should have let him go. I was upset when they let him go.
You put Portis back in a red jersey,
that solves that power forward
yeah,
problem.
I'm about to say our problems are over if you could bring Portis back.
Yeah,
I mean that's like I heard
I'm
somebody
go home
talking
on 2K and make this happen.
Yeah, there you go. Be like, oh my gosh, this is it. We figured it out.
Take our entire bench.
Yeah, you can have everyone. We just want Bobby.
They won't trade him. I've tried.
On 2K, you've tried?
Yeah, I've tried.
Yeah, okay.
They want too much.
Yeah, they want too much for him. He's like, no. Sorry, Bobby, I love you, but you're not worth it.
Well,
They want everything.
It's debatable, The asking price is too much.
Yeah, got it. Anyway, okay, so you're going to go ahead and ride with the Warriors?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's a salty team too, though. That's tough.
They got ego.
They got a lot of ego, but they use it to their advantage.
Exactly. Draymond, Curry,
Yeah,
Thompson, the
bro.
coach himself.
Yeah, Kerr.
Yeah, he's
Old Steve.
Old Steve.
He's like, Michael Jordan and I got in a fight once. Be like, shut up, Steve. And he's like, that's what he said. And I'm like, what? Get out of here.
Tough as nails.
Tough as nails, that guy.
All 6'1" of him.
Yeah, he's gym rat, man. He was first in,
First in,
out.
last to leave.
Yeah, that's Steve Kerr for you.
He'd probably say as much. He will tell you that it lacked the athleticism, but that's the example that you're trying to give me.
Yeah.
If not for those descriptions, he never would have made
he
it to
wouldn't
the
have
league.
Yeah. Hey, no one talks about the fact that Kerr had a four-peat, okay? He won in 1999 with the Spurs, too.
Yeah, they really don't talk about that.
No, they don't. He did. He had four back-to-back. Boom.
Yeah.
To back.
And nobody really talks about Big Shot Bob Robert Horry being a catalyst for 3 different dynasties.
Yeah.
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 The Rockets, the Spurs, and the Lakers.
Yep, that's it,
Yeah.
man. Golly.
So I've been trying to get into Major League Baseball. Like I want it.
Right.
I want that passion back that I had as a kid.
Yeah,
Loving
or
this.
even as a younger adult.
I've watched 3 Yankee games and they're not sucking me in, man. It's not doing
Well,
it.
I'm going to tell you this because you and I are both Yankees fans. They're boring.
They are.
I don't know how else to say it. They're boring. You watch a game and like nobody's cracking dingers, I mean, sure, you got Judge that'll once he gets hot here, a month or so, he'll knock about 45 home runs on the season. He'll get the playoffs and never hit again.
Yeah.
Whenever you can predict it like that, it's boring. And like I've been a Yankees fan since I was 8 years old, man. And like there was a lot of good years, man. There's a lot of good years.
I've been doing the old nostalgia trip because I've been watching some old past seasons from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I follow the trajectory of my fandom in a way. I go back to when I was a little kid, and of course, it's like watching baseball here locally. It's probably the Cardinals because that's usually what was on. It's what people around would talk about, the Cardinals.
Sure.
Went from the Cardinals till like 95, I was a huge Seattle Mariners fan. I love King Griffey Jr., I love that team. I thought Junior was going to be the best player to ever play baseball. I had no doubts about it. And I love that team. They drafted this young guy named Alex Rodriguez, who was a shortstop.
Yeah.
They had the big unit. He's 7-foot-tall pitcher. They had everything. They were so much fun
They
to
had
watch.
Ivan Rodriguez, too. They had Pudge Rodriguez.
No, that was the Rocket or
The Rangers.
had
Rangers.
Pudge.
What?
They had Dan
Oh, you're
Wilson.
talking. I'm sorry. I'm talking
Seattle
A-Rod.
Mariners. Yeah.
Oh, you're already in the Mariners. You're way back in the Mariners.
Yes, King Griffey
my
Jr.
bad.
and the Mariners. Well,
I spaced out. Sorry, bro.
somewhere along the way, Junior, got injured.
Yeah.
Then the history is what it is. He went to Cincinnati. Well, I had started following the Yankees because they were playing the Braves in every World Series when we were kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was always them going back and forth. It's like either you're a Braves fan or you're a Yankee fan.
Yep.
And I found Atlanta Braves fans to be obnoxious. So I picked the Yankees, and that's what
Which
my fandom
apparently
went.
Yankees fans are this year. They're being awful to people.
No, we're the most obnoxious fan bases besides the Dallas Cowboys.
And that is not true. That is not true. If you go to Fenway Park, then you'll find the most obnoxious. Actually, you got to go to where do the Steelers play?
Oh yeah, they suck too. The Bird fans, the Philly fans, all sports.
Yeah, I said Steelers. I was meaning Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, I said Steelers. It's the same
Pittsburgh
state.
sucks too.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone should. Pennsylvania. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. For any listeners we have in Pennsylvania, I'm joking.
Not really.
Unless you're
This is
Eagles
all-
fans.
This
in
is
that
all
case.
just rooting allegiances here. But I stopped kind of caring as much once all the drama, but the drama of the Yankees and the Red Sox, all of that
Yeah.
started dying down, where it wasn't quite as fun to follow.
once we got beat.
Once my captain retired, I kind of
Yeah.
lost it a little bit as well.
That really was a lot of the heart and soul there, though. You know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of kids like us had an emotional connection because it was Derek Jeter. He's a biracial angel. That's right. For Bones. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That was the most beautiful thing. Anyway, but yeah, you lost that whenever he retired, and like,
I don't think I've watched a season since his last season. Whenever they told us this is Jeet's last season.
Yeah, I watched that season, and like, don't get me wrong, I still catch games.
Yeah, I still follow games, pop up, watch a game.
Yeah,
here
and
there,
check on it and all that kind of stuff. But like, I'm not making the effort I'm not making the effort to like make sure I'm watching the game. Like, if I stumble across it in the 5th inning, I'm like, oh, cool. All right, I'll check on this later. You know, I mean,
I'll catch back up when this game is closer. Instead of I'm invested in every pitch.
Right,
I'm arguing balls and strikes with the TV.
Yeah, I have to do that with the Razorbacks, so I don't.
So that's where we're gonna wrap up this show today. I'm putting myself out there. I need a new team, guys. I need suggestions. I need something different because I've tried watching the Yankees and they're not doing it this year, man. So I need someone to, tie my allegiances to, and that's the team I'm going to follow come hell or high water.
Okay.
Like you talk your smack about us, and if I Arizona Diamondbacks fan, oh hell no, that's my Diamondbacks, man. I'm a D-back fan.
I'm a
DB all day.
Yeah, D-bags all day.
I'm a D-bag all day.
Yeah, it's D-back. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, you know what? I tell you what, man. I don't know if I can do that, but I'm on board, and I'll help you find somebody.
It's all good. Yeah, I need suggestions though. And you had brought up the point before. It's like, how are you going to watch these games? That's the thing with the internet. It doesn't matter. You just find it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I can follow it and keep up with it. And baseball is so long, a season's so long.
Yeah.
But I need somebody to get invested in to make this season fun. Otherwise, I'm just another talking head watching the sports scores.
Yeah.
Mindlessly following something. And that takes all the fun out of it.
It does, man. Whenever you have that invested interest, that emotional connection to a game, that's what makes it interesting.
I kind of want a backup with this, but you know where I'm thinking of leaning?
I can't imagine.
Kansas City Royals. It's close enough that I can make the trip to a Royals game.
And let me tell you something. Kaufman is an awesome stadium. I've had the opportunity to go watch ball games there. I think 6 or 7 times, man. And Kaufman is an awesome stadium. Go on a Friday night for the fireworks after the game.
And the Naturals are a minor league affiliate.
Yes, that is true. So you can go to a minor league game up in Rogers. And yeah, man. And I mean, I've been to those too. That's a fun place.
I love the Naturals. I do like the Naturals.
Arvest Park is a fun place just to go and chill out for an evening. Like my wife and I really enjoy doing that.
Yeah, and it's not as busy as you would anticipate, but
it is not nearly as busy as you would anticipate. It's actually a very relaxing time.
Considering
there's plenty of elbow
franchise,
room.
Yeah. It's a beautiful stadium, though. You're right. And most things in Northwest Arkansas that have money thrown at them are, though.
Yeah, true.
So I'm thinking Kansas City Royals, but please, guys, get on I'll share something on our Facebook page through our page about this. Please give me your votes, your thumbs up, your likes. Tell me who to root for. And then we'll come back here next week, and I'll tell you who we pick.
Okay, I like that, and
we're
going to start putting this all over Facebook too. Because
I'm going to keep this going for the week because I want attention, I want votes, I want comments.
Okay,
and then the people that get the most comments or the most thumbs up or likes, the thing that has the most obvious,
this is obviously where we're leaning.
That's who I will pick. Even if I don't want it. Like if it's Cardinals, I don't necessarily want to be a Cardinals fan again, but I ain't against it.
So are we gonna? I tell you what. Are we gonna make this a permanent thing or a 1-season thing?
This is a 1-season thing. We'll see what happens.
I'm in. Bonesy, I'm in too. Let us know what team we are rooting for this year.
I mean, I thought about it, and we're diehard Bulls fans and Cowboys fans, and we have like James on our show. He listens to our show.
Sure, yeah, and he's a Broncos fan.
He doesn't give a rat's ass about Chicago, but he supports us. And
because he's
through us.
Yeah, and he's a good dude.
He's a good dude for that. Yeah. So the way I see it is let's go down this rabbit hole and see where it takes us. We'll follow we follow the whole season, of course.
Right.
But I want to have investment in somebody. And, if this is a bad idea, it's a bad idea.
Sure.
I mean, again, I don't want to be a Philadelphia Philly fan, but if that gets the most thumbs up, then hell, it looks like I'm a Philly fan.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. I won't do that with you. I can't.
No, I don't. You still say with those Yankees.
If it comes down to like something that I'm morally opposed to, you couldn't do rooting for the Red Sox or something. I'm just gonna bow out gracefully.
The thing is I don't know if people want to do that, but that is something that they could do.
Yeah.
They could pit us against each other through the season that way.
We could do that.
Which it may make for better show, more entertaining content.
Yeah, all you're gonna hear is Brandon go, "Yankees suck, Yankees suck."
It's like you guys got away with one there.
All right, so we'll wrap up today, but we'll post all over Facebook and stuff. Let us know what team Brandon and myself, or possibly just Brandon. I give very soft commitments. But anyway, let Brandon know what team he's going to be rooting for this year with the MLB, and we will check back in with you next week. So from BT and from myself, Hoot Hobbs, this has been Garbage Time Sports. Thank you. Good night.
Adios.